So now let us understand little history about lean, the origin of lean. Toyota was initially into loom works, and 1926, the founder of Toyota, he thought, there is an enormous scope exists in the field of automotive domain. So he converted the loom works into automotive works. Later, his nephew, A.G. Toyota, in 1950, he realized at that time Ford was producing best-in-class cars. They were very good, too good in mass production. They had, fantastic technology for with the moving assembly line concept. People don't have to put a lot of effort. They just stand in their place and then car gets assembled. They were very new at that point of time. So A.G. Toyota, he toured Ford and then studied all their best practices, came back to Toyota, and then collaborated with the quality gurus within Toyota and within Japan. And particularly these two people, I should mention their name. Taiichi Ohno, the introducer of the concept of 7 waste. And he was also known as the father of Toyota production system. Taiichi Ohno, and then Shigeo Shingo. These are Japanese names. And Shigeo Shingo, he introduced a tool called Poke-Yoke. And he also introduced many other lean tools like SMED and all those things. So these 3 people were instrumental in developing a unique system that can work beautifully for Toyota. They named it as Toyota production system. The underlying principle, 2 things, just 2 things. One is right sizing the resource, provide only what is required. Only when you provide more resource, people will exploit the situation, isn't it? We also do that, isn't it? When we have more money, we go to a 5-star hotel. When we have less money, we go according to the requirement. So what is quality? Going according to the requirement. So they thought of right sizing the resource. Resource means manpower, material, machinery, time, effort, everything is a resource, not only money. Right size them. And number 2, self-monitor. Make every resource self-monitor, right? Be it operator, be it time, be it machine, everything, the condition is monitored. The order has to be, delivered in 10 days. The progress is monitored every day using tools like takt time, cycle time, and lead time. Time is under monitoring, isn't it? Every single minute, are we working correctly or not? And a tool takt time can tell you. Takt time means the time or the speed with which you should produce a product. You should produce your product to make the delivery happen on time. That's all. For an on-time delivery, what should be your production rate? This is called takt time. And similarly, cycle time and lead time. So ultimately, we wanted to monitor everything. With the 5S, we arrange the workplace. What are we doing? We are trying to monitor. If you keep the workplace in a cluttered manner, what is happening, you will not be able to understand. If you arrange everything beautifully, if something is missing, you immediately understand. That means a monitoring mechanism, a kind of visual management. So these 2 are the underlying principle. The outcome is Toyota was able to produce faster. Their manufacturing cost was very low. Their quality levels are very high. And most importantly, they were able to produce in different number of varieties. That means they were able to gain a lot of flexibility in their manufacturing. Within the same factory, they were producing, 3 different cars. An order is getting processed. Suddenly, they have to, they got another urgent order. They were able to make quick changeover. This is what they call it, SMED. SMED is a technique to, make quick changeovers. If you are not ready to meet the market demands, yes, we all know, we can be kicked out. So they prepared Toyota very well to face all market challenges, and they named it as Toyota production system. It worked very well. People were equipped, and their DNA, all these ideas were mixed very well in their DNA, and this has gave fantastic results, breakthrough results to Toyota. We all know the story of Toyota, isn't it? After learning from Americans, the Japanese, they gave us very tough competition to Americans, isn't it? Nowadays, the Japanese products are found to have, in fact, better quality in many segments. And since their Toyota production system really worked very well for Toyota, it garnered the attention of global experts, the quality management gurus. So all of them wanted to study what are they doing Toyota inside, what are the tools, what are their language, what are their terminology, everything. They started studying, and then they wanted to bring it available, make it available for all the other industries. And so they renamed the Toyota production system as Lean. This is how Lean evolved, and the origin is Toyota. Hope it is clear. These are the 4 underlying principles at Toyota. First principle, create value for people. Do anything. If you are not able to add value, please don't do it. This is the philosophy, and this is the foundational understanding at Toyota. Whether you are an operator or you are a CEO, if you are moving a small piece of paper, it should add value from the customer viewpoint. If it is not adding value, better don't move that piece of paper. Better be quiet. This is the foundation philosophy. And number 2, right process will produce right result. Orange tree can only give orange fruits. Apple tree can only give apple fruits. That is principle number 2. Develop people and partners. People are nothing but your employees, your suppliers, your vendors, everyone involved in the manufacturing, everyone involved in the service. Develop those people first. Your company will get developed, isn't it? So make sure people are effective in your organization. They should be taught with all these philosophies, principles, and the necessary tools and techniques. Tools and techniques are important. If you don't use correct tools, you can't even tighten a screw, isn't it? We need a screwdriver to tighten a screw. Similarly, for everything, problem solving, decision making, for each and everything, there is a skill, tools available, right? And we need to equip people. And then principle number 4, systematic problem solving. Always fix the problem at the root level. If you work on the symptom, same problem will come again. Failure will anyway happen again. So what is the purpose of problem solving? You should prevent the failure. So why do you work on the symptom? Always look for the root causes. Always go deeper, dive deeper, peel away the layers of symptom. See the root causes. Make everybody understand that this is the root cause. This is called organization learning. And what is important? The learnings should be fed back into the process, because it is the process that gives you result in a long term. So this is called organization learning. So these are the 4 important principles, and these later they become Lean, and now it is successfully adopted by all companies. So this is called Toyota Production System, House of TPS. You see, just in time means right sizing the resource. Jidoka means self-monitoring. And look at the other foundational approaches. Kaizen, continuous improvement. Stable process, standardized process, SOPs. Heijunka means leveling. Always level the load. And you should involve people, and there has to be teamwork, and there has to be a focus towards waste reduction. And as a result, you get highest quality, lowest cost, shortest lead time, empowered employees, best safety, and high morale, right? So Lean is all about identification and elimination of wasteful activities. We spoke enough. Ultimately, you will be super efficient while maintaining the effectiveness. If you understand, you will also understand the difference between driving a car in a traffic environment and driving a car in a highway. Where will you find it easier? Driving the car in a highway is easier. So eliminate all the wasteful activities. Focus only on the useful activities. Focus only on the activities that add value to your customers, isn't it? And that thinking is better. So work becomes easier. At the same time, people will effortlessly produce results, right? The car can give a better mileage, reach the destination, ahead of the time. All these good results will fall in place if you equip your people on this Lean philosophy. So hope it is clear to all of you. And these are all the tools, and this I will be discussing in the main program, the advanced certification program. 7 waste, 5S, Kaizen, SMED, Kanban, value stream mapping, TPM, total productive maintenance, and 3M, Muda, Mura, and Muri, the waste, unevenness, and the overburden. Learn all these tools, and then ultimately our goal is we want to eliminate all the waste. So what is that we learned? The 4 guiding principle at TPS is creating value for people. Right process will produce right result. Add value by developing your people, right? And then continuously solve problems at the root level. The 2 important pillars of TPS, what we see on the left is just in time. What we see seen on the right is Jidoka. Jidoka means monitoring, right? So excessive movement of people, from the Lean's perspective, excessive movement of people. You can try this question, right? I have not taught this, but you can definitely try. Excessive movement of people is transportation waste or motion waste or over processing. So we should have a clarity on the difference between motion and transportation. So motion is movement within a place. Transportation is movement between a place. So the excessive movement of people is a motion waste. Longer setup time comes under cost of poor quality, right?